Hi, I'm Jade. What we're talking about today is word stress in English. What's word stress? Well, it's part of the rhythm of English and it's what can help your English sound much more natural. So we'll be looking at that. But more specifically, we'll be learning some rules for word stress because you might understand it in principle. Yeah, some parts of words are stressed and some bits aren't. But how do you actually apply that? And that's what you're going to learn today. So we'll start by looking at an interesting sentence. We must polish the Polish furniture. Polish is an action, verb for clean something, make it shiny. And Polish is an adjective for furniture from Poland. Poland. So although they're the same spelling, they have different sounds, and that's because of word stress. And we'll look at those words. So just to make a note of it, that's the verb and that's the adjective, and we're now going to look at where to put the stress. So the general rule for two-syllable words is the noun or adjective, the stress is on the first syllable. The noun or adjective, the stress is on the first syllable, and that's how you show word stress. The stress is the circle and the unstressed is a line. So, it's above it's probably not something you can see right now, I've just realised. So I'll do it like that, you can see now. What about this one, the verb? The verb is the second syllable, so unstress, stress for the second syllable. Let's have a look at some sentences with the word stress rules. So in these sentences, I've got examples where we've got a noun in a sentence and a verb with a similar meaning in a different sentence. So you'll hear a little bit of a different pronunciation, perhaps quite a subtle difference in pronunciation, but the stress is in a different place. So I'm going to show you that. So in this sentence, decrease is in the noun form. So looking at our rule, where is the stress here? On the first syllable. We show the stress by the circle and the unstressed by the line. And what about this one? Decreased is in the verb position, so we swap. We stress the second syllable. Now I'll read them to you. There has been a decrease in wages. Wages decreased last year. Let's take a look at the second one. Present here is a noun because we've got a there, a lovely present. So again, we put the stress here. And here is the verb. So we do that pattern again. Now I'll read them to you. Tom bought me a lovely present. Second example. We now present the star of the show. And let's take a look at this third example here. Permit. Permit, in this sense, you need a permit to park here, saying in England you need a little piece of paper from the government to say that you can park in some places. So it means you're allowed to park there. And it's similar to the verb, which means to allow. So permit here is a noun. Because it's a noun, we're going to stress the first syllable. And here, permit is in the verb form, so we're going to change it. We're going to do it like that. And I'll read those to you now. You need a permit to park here. Compare that to the school doesn't permit students to wear trainers. So it's not per anymore, it's permit. When we come back, we're going to look at some other general rules and important things to know about word stress. Are you ready for more word stress rules? Well, first of all, we've got some exceptions. In the case of exceptions, the pronunciation is the same for the verb, the adjective and the noun. So if they have one, let's have a look. He photographed the whole family. She looks pretty in the photograph. It's the same, okay? The stress is in the same position at the beginning of the word. Should do a circle. Next example. I practice singing every day. The dentist surgery is a private practice. Again, the stress is in the same place. at the beginning in both instances. Here, practice is the noun. Here, it's the verb. And our next example, Sarah travels business class. And where did you go for your travels? The stress is in the same place. Travels, travels, travels. At the beginning of the word. And let's look now at when the noun and the verb have different meanings. In these other examples, they have related meanings. In these examples, although they're the same word, they have different pronunciation and different meanings. So let's look at that. And the pronunciation difference is quite obvious in these examples. So refuse as a verb means to say no about something, but refuse is a formal British word for garbage or rubbish, we say informally in English. So here's a sentence. Residents refused plans for new refuse bins. There's the verb. There's the noun. Residents refused plans for new refuse bins. Next example. Object to something means to disagree about something. It's quite a formal word. And another meaning for object is thing. Let's look at it in a sentence. I object to that disgusting object. I object to that disgusting object. Our stress here for the verb and our stress at the beginning for the noun. And let's look at record, which is a verb to capture on film, like now, I'm being recorded. And it has two other meanings. It can be a file, an official file somewhere. You can have a record somewhere. Or it can be a different old-fashioned format of music, round record. So here's a sentence. We have a record of all the records recorded by them. This one's a noun, this one's a noun, and that's the verb. So the stress is in different places there. I'll say that one again. We have a record of all the records recorded by them. So that's what I'm going to tell you about word stress today. If you do like this lesson, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel too. I do more lessons about learning English, not only on my engVid channel, but on my personal channel. You can also go to the engVid website to do the quiz on this, get a little bit more practice with your word stress. Where's the stress? Where's the unstress? And that's all I'm going to talk about for now. Yeah, come and see me again soon. Bye.